So yeah, McAllister has been announced, signed, sealed, delivered to Liverpool.
I used to pray for times like this.
That's a very, very big one. In my opinion, I think it's a hit. Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below anywhere you're watching this. I feel like McAllister fits into that Liverpool side seamlessly. He plays number 10, Premier League experience in a very, very good, from a very, very good side, like, you know,
Let me back to look at my player for them.
No, let me finish.
Let me back to look at.
So yeah, I mean, you know, irrespective of, you know, who you are on any side of the divide, you can say McAllister had a wonderful showing at the World Cup. He's been one of those players that, you know, that has just been on the fringes, and yeah, from Brighton, like I was saying, they teach them football there. You get to improve.
What are you talking about my player? Let me talk about my player now.
Okay, so we know the biggest boys in Europe, right? The third place European Cup has been decided. The second place European Cup has been decided. And now it's time for the biggest of the biggest, the baddest of the baddest, the UEFA Champions League. Manchester City versus Inter Milan. Tomorrow, Saturday, the 10th of June at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium, 8 p.m. West African time. Manchester City and Inter Milan will clash.
Yep. It's a big clash. Obviously, it's the Champions League final. This is the game we've been waiting for all season. Wherever the winner of this match is going to set the agendas for the next season. Some players are going to would have ticked off boxes in their career that their peers haven't ticked off, a box that a night that they remember the rest of their lives. And just put in context the magnitude of a Champions League final. You saw the Conference League final, you saw what it meant to the West Ham players, the West Ham fans, all you connected to that club. Then you imagine the Champions League is that times 3.
Times 10, bro. Because like
at least times 3.
At least times 3 was there.
Yeah, it's a huge game. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, Manchester City and Inter Milan over there in Turkey. It's going to be a very big game, no doubt. But of course, the bookies are counting, you know, in favor of Manchester City. I mean, we saw how Manchester City basically blew Real Madrid away, and that was Madrid, bro, a whole Real Madrid, and that was really what it was, you know, for me, because they did not have an exceptional campaign at the start, you know, of the competition in the Champions League, but when it came to that game, when it came to that very big game, and I saw a video after they knocked out Real Madrid where Pep Guardiola was pointing at Rio Ferdinand and was telling him, I told you. And Ferdinand said that Guardiola actually texted him before the game saying, we beat them last year, just watch, this time around we're going to beat them. And they did it, they dispatched Real Madrid. And yeah, honestly, I believe the cup is theirs to lose.
You can see the mentality they've had coming into the season at different stages of the season. Every time Pep has spoken about the Champions League, like, this is his North Star for this season. That game against Real Madrid, we definitely have seen it as a redemption game for them with history as against Real Madrid and the way they capitulated the last time. So I feel like that game and this game, that was City's UCL final, that game. Now, if they just play the way they normally play, no extra pressure, they should walk over the line now.
I mean, it's very difficult to even say anything in favor of Inter Milan too. It's difficult. You can't say a few things.
You can try and make the case for them. They do have good players. Lautaro Martinez is a good player. They have Calahango, Edin Dzeko, a former City boy, might want to upset them. Lukaku, when he gets going, you know what that can be like. He's a battering ram. So there are some pieces at Inter that makes you feel if they defend right and they hit City on the counter. It's football, but I doubt it.
It's very difficult.
I think City, the time has finally come.
Yeah. So scoreline prediction.
Scorelines, I'm gonna go 3-1 Man City. I'm gonna do one better. First goal scorer, Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah, and that's true. It seems like Gundogan is in that kind of form.
He's that guy, man.
In the FA Cup, he almost got a hat trick. He scored the 2 goals for Manchester City that helped them clinch the FA Cup title. And at the end of this season, he has just come up trumps for them. So yeah, definitely that's really good. Let's put it out to the fans out there. Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Anywhere you're watching this, predict the correct score for the Manchester City versus Inter Milan UEFA Champions League finals in Turkey, and you stand a chance to win some airtime. Predict the correct score before the match starts on Saturday, the 10th of June at 8 p.m. West Africa time, and you know, you stand a chance to win some airtime. But of course, I will be giving, of course, in favor of Manchester City as well.
So just let us set the record straight. Whilst my head is saying Man City, my heart is with Inter.
Right.
Forza Inter all the way. None of that City nonsense. Just get that right.
I saw a video of a Manchester United fan, a guy and his girlfriend, you know, going to buy jerseys in the stadium, and he was looking for something blue, and then his girlfriend was like, oh, are you looking for Manchester? He said, never. I'm looking for Inter Milan. Blue jersey, Inter Milan.
Straight
At this point, man. So yeah, definitely, honestly, I do want Inter Milan to, to get something out of it. And if the gods of football want to be fair to us, I believe it should be a tough game. I don't want to see it looks like it's going to happen, but I don't want to see Man City just blow Inter.
Final, hopefully Inter, like at the end of the day, they're 11 professionals. They made it to Champions League final for a reason. They're in a very good run of form. So they should stay solid and put 2 banks of 4, make sure they're hard to play against, and hopefully they can catch City on the counter attack.
Yeah, most definitely, that should be the plan. But of course, my prediction will be Manchester City to win, probably by 4 goals to 1. I see Man City scoring loads of Champions finals. I want Pep to choke, but I see Man City winning it by a wide goal margin. So of course, that is it from us on the UEFA Champions League final. Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below anywhere you're watching this. Do not forget, we have the prediction game on. If you predict the correct score, you stand a chance to win.
Last prediction game of the season.
Right. Last prediction game.
We might even give them 2 more K, man.
Right.
Extra. You know what? Give them 2 more.
Yeah, definitely. So let us know in the comment sections anywhere you're watching this. And now let us move on to hit or miss. In today's episode of Hit or Miss, we're going to be ranking some of the big transfers that have happened or that have been announced, in the course of the past week or so. Big transfers. The biggest one, I think, has been Lionel Messi confirming that move to Inter Miami, We're seeing the originators of this tactic come back to do a big one again. And let me explain. The MLS were the first league outside of Europe to bring in big budget players to increase the profile of their league. We saw it work for them when they got David Beckham, they got David Villa, they got all of those big names, and it improved the profile of the MLS. Of course, Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Pro League is basically copying that playbook now, and it seems to be working for them. Where, Ronaldo and even Benzema as well. But let us go to to crux of the matter today. Hit or miss, right? Messi to Inter Miami. Is that a hit or a miss?
I think it's a great hit for everybody involved. I'm happy he's going to America and not to Saudi Arabia. I feel like it looks less like a move for the money, even though this move is being backed very heavy by some of the big hitters in America.
Apple
are probably sharing revenue with him. The MLS will share some revenue with him. Adidas will share some revenue with him. So it's going to be fine financially, but he did mention how being in Paris was tough on him and his family. So I feel like going to America is more of a welcoming environment than to go to Saudi.
And Miami, bro.
And it's Miami, exactly. I'm not saying that.
And it's Miami.
It's sunny Miami. It's kind of like Barcelona.
It's chill.
I think it's time for Messi to lay up in the sunset and relax. Like he's done. There's nothing else for him to accomplish in European football. At this point, nothing. So it's a great move, big for the MLS, and I like to see that they can compete with the Saudi Pro League because the way they're signing these players now. It's looking like you'll be a monopoly in the future.
Yeah. And talking about European players moving over or moving out of Europe, the top 4 scorers in Europe of all time in recent time, we have Ronaldo first, Messi second, Lewandowski third, and Benzema fourth. 3 of them, the top 2 and the 4th, have moved out of Europe.
And it's actually starting that Benzema is the reigning Ballon d'Or.
Right.
Like for the reigning best player in the world
to be going to Saudi.
It's not something we've seen before because a player of that caliber feels like, okay, he's 34 years old, but he was just a Ballon d'Or. So Manchester United can use a player. Any team in the world can use a player like that. Like he hasn't fallen off, but the fact that the money is enough to get him to go over to Saudi is something football fans should really take note of that.
Definitely. And Benzema's transfer is the second transfer on this list. But before we talk about Benzema's transfer, I wanted to say that MLS has already started to see, and even Inter Miami have started to see the dividends of Messi announcing for them. They've already sold out all the tickets for all the games Inter Miami will play this coming season in the MLS. I heard that.
That's shocking. So
that's shocking. The average price of tickets for an Inter Miami game was around $29. The price skyrocketed to $400 and something.
Wow.
To see Messi play.
There you have it. Hit or miss. There you have it. It's a hit.
It's a hit by all accounts. By all accounts. Okay, so now moving on to the next transfer on the list. Karim Benzema to Saudi. That one blew my mind, right?
It's shocking.
600 million
over 2 years, I believe.
Over 3 years.
I think it's so. Wow, that's shocking. Kante is shocking as well. But the transfer that kind of surprised me the most, and I didn't think we'll get here so soon, is the links that they have to go for Zaha. So now it looks like it's not only the top players that are going to go, and Zaha is going to get wages that will be comparable to Mo Salah's wages. So when you're offering a player like Zaha now, like we mentioned, a player like Jesse Lingard, there are going to be so many players in and around England that, you're fighting your English club for 150.
Yeah, they are probably on the fringes,
and they're going to offer you £300,000 a week. So that's what's worrying to me. And the more players like that, more of just the bottle that go is when I think can really set this league off.
Yeah, definitely. And the Benzema transfer is definitely big. Besides the Benzema transfer, we also have Kante moving to Al Ittihad. Kante, of course, I believe still has some, something to deliver. He still has juice in his legs. He still has gas in the tank.
Does he have juice?
He still has it.
He's always injured.
He still has a little.
So I think Kante, I like Kante. I'm happy for him. He should cash out, man. Right? Kante has won the World Cup. He's won the Champions League.
He's won everything.
He has that Leicester season, and Kante has nothing to prove. He's one of the most loved players in the world already. At this point in your career, football is a business and it's a short-term business. How many careers do you know end at 35? Right. You and I will be working towards 70. These guys are done with their private at 35. Cash out while you can. You have to do it.
So that's another big one. But now moving on to the more human or the more reasonable transfers.
The transfers we expect to see as the season progresses.
Right. So McAllister has been announced, signed, sealed, delivered to Liverpool.
I used to pray for times like this.
That's a very, very big one. In my opinion, I think it's a hit. Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below anywhere you're watching this. I feel like McAllister fits into that Liverpool side seamlessly. He plays number 10, Premier League experience in a very, very good side like
Let me actually recount my player for them.
No, let me finish.
So
irrespective of who you are on any side of the divide, you can say McAllister had a wonderful showing at the World Cup. He's been one of those players that that has just been on the fringes, and from Brighton, like I was saying, they teach them football there. You get to improve.
Why are you talking about my player? Let me talk about my player now.
I'm not giving you the time.
Why? Let me talk about. No, that's not fair. It's a lie. Cut.
Go on.
All right, Alexis McAllister, what a player. World Cup winner with Argentina, 10 on his back, 10 out of 10 performances. Got 10 goals for Brighton in the league this season. Their top goal scorer in a season where they've made European football for the first time ever. Good goal against United, 1-0, might I add. But very good player. I think, like you guys know, I've been crying out for what we need at Liverpool for a very long time. And that's quality in the middle of the park. Someone that can receive the ball on the half turn, someone that can get the ball with his back to goal, someone who can get the ball in the final third and slow things down for a second. Not get the ball immediately, look for trends on the wing. Someone that can make the decision by themselves, an eye for a goal, an eye for a pass. And I think the most exciting thing about this deal for me is the amount of money we spent on him. And now the reports coming in now is £35 million, which could go to 55 million. And I think in this market, that is an unbelievable steal.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Considering that, I'll tell you what I think. Considering we were linked to a player, Jude Bellingham, who's going to go for over £100 million, and Jude Bellingham is not £100 million to £35 million better than Alexis McAllister. Yeah, we like him. He's black, he's cool, and all that, but he's not 3 times the player Alexis McAllister. There's no word. He's a World Cup winner. If he's 3 times, there's no way he's 3 times player. Maybe he's better than him. Yes, but he's not 3 times player. And then, if you look at the fact that Chelsea are trying to sell Mason Mount to Manchester United for £70 million and they're trying to hold out for that, the numbers people are calling for their players now don't make sense. If you can get a starter in the Premier League for £35 million, in the top 6, that's a steal. I don't know who else is doing that. I don't know. City are going to find that. Chelsea, look at the players they're linked to. Players, I don't know how this deal has gone through. I don't know what jazz we did, but they've sold it. And Arsenal tried to sign Caicedo and they rejected 70 million. So for him to go for 35, is he half the player Caicedo is? I don't know what deal was done there, but I'm glad this happened, and hopefully that's not the last transfer from Liverpool.
Yeah, I strongly believe that whatever it was, Brighton must have put clauses in that contract that will definitely see that price. That will definitely see that price skyrocket to 55. I mean, we're seeing stuff like you can see stuff like if he scores 5 goals or 7 goals in a season or 10 in a season.
So basically, if he's a hit, then to go 55. And I still think that's if it's a success for 55 million for a successful midfielder, It's still a steal.
I mean, it's a good price, but I wouldn't say necessarily a steal because that's really what else has the boy. He's just had
World Cup winner.
He's just had
Declan Rice is about to go for like 100 million pounds.
He's just had this one very good year, right? Before this 1 year, there was not really
Darwin
much
Núñez
to
had
say.
one good year. They still charged us 67 million pounds.
But the truth still
Caicedo has had one good year, and Arsenal rejected 70 million pounds. So I understand what you're saying.
How old is
I understand the
McAllister?
general 24. He's a young player. I understand the general thought that this is the amount, but the fact of the matter is, players in and around him and his quality, Premier League clubs are selling them for a lot more money. Like 35 million. I'm really surprised.
So this is the thing. There's no argument, right? I believe the signing is a hit. I believe it's a very, very good signing for both sides. Maybe not necessarily for Brighton, but definitely a very good signing for Liverpool. And I believe he's just going to continue from where he left off. Really.
Yeah.
And
he's a steady player. He's going to keep it going.
He's going to improve that Liverpool's midfield that
for
has
sure.
cried out.
The bar has been in hell. So just based on that one, I know for a fact he's going to. As long as he plays matches, he plays 15 matches next season. He has improved on this. That's where we are right now.
Okay, so moving on from that McAllister transfer, we have Jude Bellingham has been announced by
pretty much confirmed by actually. Fabrizio and co.
Yeah, so he's probably going to move to Real Madrid. I believe it is a hit beyond any iota of doubt. I mean, the finances are part, but this is Real Madrid that has been at the top of the money league for no less than 20 years. So they do have that money. They're making that money and they can spend that money. Real Madrid now have what I consider to be a midfield, or the prospect of a midfield that is almost or maybe will be as good as what Barcelona had when they had Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets in Tchouaméni, Bellingham.
To the Real Madrid
No. The truth remains in Tchouaméni, Bellingham and what's the third guy's name? What's the third guy's name? Camavinga. Tchouaméni, Bellingham and Camavinga.
And they still have Valverde.
And they still have Ernesto Valverde, right? So that is a potent mix in the making. Yeah,
I think Bellingham is a great player. You saw Liverpool were linked to him. Towards the end, I realized our problems were bigger than a 100 million pound midfielder. And for me, because you mentioned the players that Madrid currently have, I'm wondering why do they need Jude Bellingham? And why they need Jude Bellingham that much? And I'm also wondering, now that they've gotten Jude Bellingham, it's interesting because they spent 100 million on Jude Bellingham, but this Benzema news has come out after. So now they need more in attack. Hazard has left, Benzema has left, so they have two attackers now, Vinicius and Rodrigo. So to spend 100 million on a position that you already have stacked, I don't know about it. And Bellingham, great player, I love him, but
and even Asensio
has left as well. So there's a massive gap in Real Madrid's attack. I feel like that 100 million should have been spent on Harry Kane if they had known. But hindsight is 2020. But I feel like Bellingham, for a 19-year-old, 100 million pounds in midfield, it's always seemed a lot to me. Part of me wanted it to happen because he idolizes Steven Gerrard. He can wear the number 8 shirts. He's black. I don't know if I should keep mentioning that, but for me, that's something I like about the boy. But he's very young, so he hasn't done that much to show that he's worth that much money. And he seems like he might be injury prone, and that's something I really worry about Jude Bellingham. His knees are always strapped up, and he's 19 years old. He missed Dortmund's biggest game of the season due to injury, and at 19, to me, that's just something I think. And I should be kept on that.
It's solely because of the number of games this boy has played.
Yeah, and then you get that, and then so the number of games, that's what happened to Michael Owen.
He's a regular
Michael Owen was a regular starter by 19, playing for England, and then what happened to him? We know what happened to Michael Owen. Playing so many games, what happened to, even Wayne Rooney, I feel like if Wayne Rooney wasn't a regular starter at 16, would Wayne Rooney have been popping at 33, 34, but at 29, Wayne Rooney was already looking cool because this guy had been playing 18 years of football already. So Bellingham, top player, but I'll keep an eye on it. The fee and how fit he remains is what could.
So what do you think, hit or miss?
I think somewhere in between, because it's a hit in the sense that for Madrid, it shows their cloud, they've gotten on that big player, but is it actually going to work out perfectly? I'm not sure.
Stop.
I'm serious.
Bellingham's Real Madrid is a massive hit.
I'm not sure, bro.
Beyond any.
I'm not sure. He's a massive. He's a great player. He's a great club. But
hit.
I don't know if they needed to spend 100 million on him, and I don't know if now that he's coming, I look at the Real Madrid squad with him now.
Real Madrid.
Benzema out.
Real Madrid.
I think Madrid are worse.
Real Madrid will not have.
Real Madrid
will not have any problem finding attackers or anything, bro. Camavinga can play left back, move him there, or forwards. Camavinga can go to left
and
back.
Not attackers,
Bellingham,
striker.
Anyone.
Not just a striker, to replace one of their replace the reigning Ballon d'Or.
Don't worry.
They need Harry Kane. I think Benzema need a striker or an attacker better than Vinicius to continue to compete.
Let's see. Let's know what you guys think in the comment section below. Anywhere you're watching this, do you think the Bellingham move that has been quote unquote confirmed by the usual suspects to Real Madrid is a hit or a miss? Let us move on from hit or miss now and ask the question of the day. It is a transfer question again, but yes, it is something that we should talk about. Where should Declan Rice go?
If I'm Declan Rice right now, of the clubs linked, I'm going to Arsenal. It's a young team. They really want him. His position is clear. They know that they will start him now. Probably start alongside Partey in the two pivots, replacing Xhaka, who's leaving already. They seem like they're going to give him. The fee is going to be significant. It seems like Arsenal are strapped up with that. The wages, so he's turned down 200k at West Ham, so I'm assuming he knows.
It will be more than about.
So they're going to pay him more than that. And yeah, he's a very young player, about 23 years old. He's probably going to be playing in the Premier League for at least 7 more years. Like, the kind of those players that you know he's going to be a mainstay in this Premier League. He's going to be a mainstay for England. So I think it's going to be definitely his. I would have said he should have gone Chelsea because he does have links to Chelsea. Mason Mount is his best friend. They wanted to play this guy for some time, but Mount Food might be leaving now. And Chelsea is a sinking ship. So yeah, United already have their DM sorted. City have their it's a sinking ship. City have their DM sorted. He is, however, being linked to Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, which could be exciting. I like seeing people step out of their comfort zone. But if I'm him, I think Arsenal is a safe move. Stay in London. They're competing. It's a young team. Grow with Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, and maybe even title.
Yeah, definitely. That's a massive shout. But of course, Arsenal would be a very, very good option. But I would really want to see him in that Bayern Munich squad. That's where I think he should go to, right? He's going to boss up that league. Because he has the raw materials to be a success. To be a success.
And if he goes there, he's playing in Champions League semi-final. You don't know the Arsenal journey. We really don't know.
Right, he's a shoe-in. He's shoe-in for for success in the Champions League. So
in the success in the league, that one is locked.
That one is unlocked.
In the next, even if he doesn't win the first year he gets there, the next year
there's always more.
And he will go further in the Champions League than you'd expect.
You think Arsenal would go? Yeah, definitely. Of course. So let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Anywhere you're watching this, our question of the day: where should Declan Rice go? I mean, editor, cue in with the black Declan Rice. Okay, to quickly wrap things up, one of the biggest things that came out, in the world of sports recently, especially, I think, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday that I saw the news, right? The Leaf Golf saga, right? So
it's come to a head.
It has come to a head. The PGA and the Leaf Golf have now merged, but this is the undertone for me, and this is the thing I wanted to point out, right? When Leaf Golf came with all the money, trying to poach all the stars from the PGA, the PGA was bringing out, messaging, telling the players.
Pretty much for football fans. It was like when the Super League tried to kick off, and
the media just came against the Super League, and the way they fed us all that agenda, right? So that's basically what we saw with the PGA Golf Tour, the PGA and Leaf Golf. They kept on saying, making it look as if it's about money. They're trying to buy. They're trying to buy this thing. But now here we are. Now you're merging with them.
Money talks, money rules.
Now that they've brought you to the table, now that they are, feeding you, giving you a hint at some of the cash.
The Saudi investment fund is going to invest in this joint entity now, so they're seeing a lot more of the money that before they feared that.
Now Leaf Golf is not a problem. Now Leaf Golf is not an issue.
Yeah, because the problem was never really Leaf Golf. It was the fact that these people could pay their players a lot more than they could,
and they were going to be losing money.
Exactly. So. Now money talks. They've come to the table. An agreement has been made from suing each other to being best friends, and I think it's great for the world of golf and for golf fans to and for the players as well. Like having to make them decide between their legacy or finances when it's their job at the end of the day. I think it was a tight spot to put them in, and it's hats off to the players who were bold enough to make that step and make decision for themselves and not follow the bottle and the propaganda. And it's a shame to those that didn't make the move.
Yeah, it's a shame to those that didn't make the move. And one of the biggest losers, I think, is Tiger Woods, who was offered $800 million by Leaf Golf to move over there. And how does he feel now?
I mean,
Do you remember this Jay-Z line? Do you remember the Jay-Z line where he said, my skin is black, the story of OJ, where he said, I could have bought I could have bought this. So,
I bought House of Dumbo when I was like,
when it was
how am I
like,
feeling
how am I
now?
feeling now? Dumbo.
Yeah,
So Tiger Woods is on
feeling-
some Dumbo stuff right
He
now.
must be feeling like he fumbled the bag, but he's still Tiger Woods, and being a player of his ilk and his branding, I'm sure we'll pick himself up. He's
Yeah,
probably already a
definitely.
billionaire. League Golf will probably still offer him some certain perks that they're not offering other people. Like we see the way they treat the goods in football.
Yeah.
Tiger is like
Yeah.
that. Tiger on TV screens grabs eyes, grabs attention, and
Yeah,
that's really
most
what they're here
definitely.
for.
Most definitely. Of course, let us see how the Live Golf saga continues to pan out. I mean, that's contact to a head.
Yeah,
All that's left is now for everybody just
play golf.
play golf.
That's all everybody wanted, man.
Right. Okay, that's the end of today's episode. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Do not forget, we have that prediction game currently going on. The Manchester City
UCL
versus
final.
Inter Milan UCL final. Let us know let us know the correct score, right? Predict the correct score and you stand a chance to win awesome airtime. We're going to be increasing the pot for this particular one because it is, the last game of the season. And yeah,
We'll let you know by how
it's
much
big.
confirmed. But
Right, yeah, most definitely. So just keep your eyes out on our social media for that. Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections about all of the transfers that we discussed under Hit or Miss today. Also, the question of the day, where should Declan Rice go? We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Safe. Peace and love.